Latest in business and economic news, and relations between France and Southern Africa have been growing over the last few years, with a number of French companies having announced billions of rands in new investments in Southern Africa in different sectors, which include manufacturing, health, tourism, agriculture, and more importantly, the energy sector. We've got Jean-Claude Lasserre, who's a manufacturing executive and who has been engaging with various business leaders over the last few days. Thank you very much for joining us. So we spoke about the business forum that you had with members of stakeholders of Southern Africa. What would you say were some of the most important elements that were highlighted and need to be focused on?
You know, we discussed a lot about, obviously speaking, the investment that we already have in South Africa, and where more or less 400 companies are investing and employing 65,000 people. And at the same time, we discuss about the future. And in reality, with the people from all around Southern Africa and many people from South Africa and parties, I mean, business leader from BUSA, BLSA, and obviously speaking, the government, we try to discuss, clearly speaking, of all what is missing for us to continue to invest even more in South Africa. And obviously, we see on those days, for example, the problematic of the energy. I mean, load shedding 4, 5, even 6 today. So it's really something that has been concerning. If there has been a topic in reality, for example, of discussion about how to secure the energy, how to get better logistics. We had people from Transnet also where we discussed with, in order to get the basis for any new investment to flow to South Africa to create more jobs and also to sustain the position of South Africa as the hub for Africa in the future.
Yeah, and what are these alternatives that you discussed when it comes to the energy sector in particular? Something that would encourage companies from France and anywhere else in the world to start to reinvest in key sectors in the country?
Okay, first and foremost, obviously Eskom has to solve his own problematic as quick as they can, in the management in reality of the existing power station. But at the same time, French companies, are here also to invest in solar panels, for example, in solar farms, in windmills, in all the alternative green energies. This is a point. And the lastly is also to help also the government to think about saving better energies in the building, in the automotive industry, to get in reality to use the energy, the few energy we get here as much as we can. And here, for example, I'm leading, for example, a French company, Saint-Gobain, that is the leader in energy efficiency building. So we are trying to help the governments and the stakeholders to try to find some solution for that. So I think it's from the generation to generate more green energy and at the same time to save energy. And lastly, obviously speaking, we welcome anything that can help the today's problematic of lacking energies to end. Because today, we have many plants that cannot run properly and that put at risk some jobs because, when a plant cannot run because there is no energy, nothing can be created.
No, absolutely. Very interesting that you're trying to steer our government in a direction where we look at even green buildings, for example. But as you said that, I was wondering about our infrastructure issues and our manufacturing issues that we have in the country that we struggle with. And I'm just wondering, based on your engagements with different stakeholders, are these achievements we can actually make given the deep issues that we have in critical sectors like infrastructure and manufacturing?
No, I think we have very great people in South Africa, many, I'm also part of the executive exco of Manufacturing Circle, that is the bodies in reality inside BUSA that is leading the manufacturing side. And I think it's key that we have many companies that want to continue to invest from South Africa, but also from all around the planet. So the point today is just to let that the government put the basis, the local government, the municipalities and the government, to let us the basis in reality for us to work. Here you have security, you have stable energy, you have also competitiveness in terms of logistics, all those elements that are important. We discussed a lot also during this forum about the skills. I think it's very important, to continue to help. There was the Deputy Minister of Higher Education that was here during the forum. We discussed with him all the potentiality we can get and we can help them to get more skills from South Africa, and also to be capable to get some skills when we need for a very particular case from overseas. And here we took also with the different stakeholders in the presidency and in the government, some element regarding the visa issue that is a problem today. We have a real problematic to make run our business normally, because we have a long queue to get our visa in reality to be renewed. And I think this is another problematic, knowing that all our companies have very few expatriates and 99.5% South African people in the company. So it's very important for the attractiveness, of South Africa for the years to come.
So with all that said, are you confident, based on those engagements with these business people and stakeholders, that government is listening and they're actively participating in creating that environment that you've just expressed?
First, we hope so, because I think we are here to participate to the development of South Africa. So I think we don't want the things to be given to us just for free. It's not at all that. We are participating, but okay, the state should make his own part. So we had very direct, and I know I was commenting some week ago that what is amazing in this country, we can say whatever we have to say to the government. And I think it has been a very open discussion with from the business leader side towards the government of South Africa to say where are the pain points to be solved. We can help as a business, but at the same time, the government should take full ownership of that. We saw some good signals, for example, on some capability for us to make more energy, green energy on our private business and to put it on the grid on certain regions. We will love, for example, that in Gauteng, for example, we could do it also. That means that if we invest in a plant with solar panels, we can put the excess of energy in the grid where we are lacking energy today. So we are working very strongly on each on these very points, and I think, the government is listening. I think the French business that, as I told you, represent around 65,000 employees here, is in reality a clear partnership with the state to try to find solutions.
No, absolutely. Thank you very much. I wish we had a lot more time to discuss these important issues, but very encouraging to hear, Jean-Claude, that you are confident that there is an active participation by government to initiate some of those changes that our country desperately need. That is Jean-Claude Lasserre, who's the CEO of eNCA, joining us to talk about the Business Forum for Southern Africa and France that took place or concluded at the end of last week. Sally, that is all your business for now. We will be back in the next bulletin with further updates, including an interesting story where a Greek television station gave you know which one I'm about to talk about.
How to siphon off petrol.
How to siphon off petrol, and Greeks were laughing at it.
I'm presuming it's not how to siphon petrol off from your neighbour's car, but from your own? Or just...
It sounded like from your neighbour's car, because the Greek Twitter went wild saying, please teach us how to pickpocket people's wallets and cell phones.
Oh, yes, and I heard that a litre of petrol there costs something like the equivalent of 44 rand.
Yeah.
So I guess it could be worse. But please, Lord, let it not get worse. Thank you very much, Rofhiwa. And of course, we've got plenty more still to come. We've got your sport.